Hi everyone, today I'm covering a very common question, that why are some people born into difficult circumstances while others are born into easy circumstances. So first of all, I want you to go and watch this video where I explain how everything is connected and how all of us are one. That poor child who doesn't have anything to eat is also me, and Jeff Bezos, who has all the wealth in this world, is also me, and everyone in between is also me, and you as well. So first of all, we need to just zoom out and come out of this separatist mentality, because all of us are really one, and as a human it is natural to feel that separateness, because that is why we come to earth, because in the higher planes we don't have that feeling of separateness. We are all knowing and we are present everywhere. We can feel everything, we can know everything, and that is why we cannot experience something as new. We cannot experience something for the first time. We cannot taste things. We cannot see beautiful destinations, because we already are there, because we are the beautiful destination. In order to experience that separateness, in order to experience life from different perspectives, the universe or slash the God has incarnated into all these beings, including humans, in order to experience life from a separate point of view. And we might also feel that life is unfair. Yes, it is unfair when we view it from a lens of being this person and that person being that person and not me. Then yes, it is surely unfair, and there are a lot of things that don't make sense at all. Now I want you to imagine, what if every single human being on this planet agreed and acted upon this information that everything is one? What would have happened? We wouldn't have tried to steal from someone. We would have paid everyone the same, regardless of the work they do or the work they don't do. We would have lived in a big giant community. We wouldn't have had borders. We wouldn't have had that many crimes, because there would have been no need to steal from someone. We would have lived in a very, you can say, utopian society where everything would have been nice and good. And yes, that has happened in the past. It is also called as Satyug, where people are nice and they are truthful and they follow all the rules and they are spiritual and the society is fulfilled and everyone is being taken care of. But this is Kali Yuga we are living in, and good and evil exists in the same person in Kali Yuga. We have been given a choice to act on the good or on the evil side of ourselves.
So the Sorting Hat was right. I should be in Slytherin.
It's true, Harry. You possess many of the qualities that Voldemort himself prizes. Determination, resourcefulness, and if I may say so, a sudden disregard for the rules. Why then did the Sorting Hat place you in Gryffindor?
Because I asked it to.
Exactly, Harry, exactly. Which makes you different from Voldemort. It is not our abilities that show what we truly are. It is our choices.
This connection between me and Voldemort, what if the reason for it is that I am becoming more like him? I just feel so angry all the time. And what if after everything that I've been through, something's gone wrong inside me? What if I'm becoming bad?
I want you to listen to me very carefully, Harry. You're not a bad person. You're a very good person who bad things have happened to. You understand? Besides, the world isn't split into good people and Death Eaters. We've all got both light and dark inside us. What matters is the part we choose to act on. That's who we really are.
Once again, all of this is a part of the experience that the universe wants to have through us. Life goes through all these yugas with different intensity of good and evil, and the universe gets to experience so much from all of these different combinations. There are infinite combinations basically, and since this is Kali Yuga and that kind of society does not exist right now, we don't have any other option but to face all this evil that exists in the society, or we can say that all this evil that all these people have decided to act upon rather than acting upon the good that is inside them. It is natural to experience the separateness that even becomes more magnified because of everything that is happening around us in this present time, and it is very difficult to not be influenced by the news and not be influenced by all the artificial scarcity that has been created in the society right now. And working on your good side, working on your spiritual self is very important, especially in this era. Now, once again, I want to emphasize on the fact that in nature nothing is good and bad. When a tiger hunts a deer, it does not become bad for doing so, because the deer is tiger's food, and if it doesn't eat a deer, it is going to die and the ecosystem is going to get disturbed, and this is how nature works, right? So there is basically nothing good and evil in nature, it just is, and this is how the cycle of life goes. But it also doesn't mean that we sit and don't do anything about the so-called evils that exist in our society. Of course, everyone who chooses to act upon this evil has to go through the consequences of acting upon that evil, whether in the present life or in the future. So even though all of us are one, and even though we have shared past lives and all of that, there is an element of individuality that exists when we are in the lower planes. Now, by lower planes, I mean that all the planes from 1D to perhaps 5.5D. Beyond that, you begin to dissolve into the higher consciousness, which does not have that individuality. So I'm trying to explain this illusion of separateness to you from different perspectives. I don't know if you are getting it or not. Please comment below and let me know. So if you see a child who doesn't have anything to eat and you feel pity, you feel sad, stop for a moment and ask yourself, what part of yourself can you act on today in order to improve the well-being of that individual? What can you do for that individual or for that community or for that place in order to raise the consciousness or raise the standard of living of those people? Remember, whenever we begin healing something or someone, we always have to start from the root chakra. And what does root chakra signify? It signifies basic survival, food, shelter, and safety. So in order to begin healing something or someone, ensure that those needs are taken care of in such a way that they renew themselves. So it shouldn't be like you just give them food once and forget about them. They are going to eat that food and need food again in the evening. So do something in your power that enables them to raise their standard of living so that they are able to take care of their basic needs time and again. And you don't even have to go overboard with your efforts. Do whatever you can. It's raining outside. Try and view everything and everyone from the higher perspective, from the perspective of everyone being one. And then notice how much you used to judge other people and how much you can decrease that, and instead begin helping them by doing whatever you can do in your power and in your boundaries. Remember, don't go out and help people who don't want to be helped. Okay, you can just show them that these things are available, but you cannot force them into it. And once you begin doing these things in your everyday life, you make it a habit, you will see that it creates a ripple effect. You will someday hear back from someone that you helped, that it helped them immensely in their life, and they were also able to do good for someone in return in the same way that you did for them. So it creates a ripple effect. And the next thing I want to add is that Earth is a school where we as actors, We come to the stage and take on certain roles. We feel all the emotions of that role. We go through the life of that role, and we put up this whole show, and then we are sent back. And while we are on stage, we have all the animosity, we have all those problems and relationships and everything with other characters. But when we go backstage, we are all just actors, and we are all friends, and we all know that we were playing a role over there, and that is not real. And there are so many other schools. Just like Earth, there are other planets, there are other dimensions, other planes of existence depending on the density of consciousness. And Earth is not the only place that we can come to learn, but it is one of the most famous and one of the most sought after place, because of the reason that you can find each and everything on Earth. All kinds of sensory pleasures are there on Earth, and that's why so many souls want to come to Earth. But it is also one of the most difficult places to be. So if you are here, be proud that your soul chose to come into such a difficult experience, even though it's not needed. It's not needed at all, but we chose voluntarily to come here. And I know there are so many people who get offended by this as well. They say, oh, I would never choose this life, because obviously they are facing so many difficulties in their life that they feel this way. And it's right, it's your right to feel that way. But be rest assured that since everything is connected, everyone who has done something wrong to you will have their effects in their own due time, and the same applies to us as well. Unless I resolve that with that person, I am going to have the effects of those things. So that is why it is so important to work on your spiritual progress, spiritual growth, self-healing. That is why it is important to go to therapy, because you're able to resolve all the difficult thoughts and you're able to streamline your thoughts. That is why forgiveness heals. This is why energy healing heals, because you are basically releasing all the energy that is tied up in all these places and people. I think I've gone off a tangent here. So once again, Earth is a school, and I have seen that in many past life regression sessions, and also in all the books that I've read, that when someone dies, even if they have experienced an extremely difficult life, the soul, when it looks back at the life that it just lived, it is always viewing it in a very matter-of-fact manner, as if it was just an experiment. They just got murdered brutally, and they are just floating there and thinking, interesting, notes taken. And that is why people say don't take life so seriously. When you lighten up yourself, you will see that the life will lighten up itself, because a lot of that suffering is also self-imposed. I know another triggering statement there. Sure, somebody else did something very wrong to you and they are liable for it, but you can choose to be free of that suffering. You can choose to free yourself from that connection you have with that person. So basically, whether you're born as a very poor person or a very rich person, in multiple lives you are going to experience everything. We all have been the victims, we all have been the perpetrators. No matter how dismissive it sounds, that's how it is, and it is difficult to process. But once you understand the significance of this, you can start to unravel your own life, and you can start to heal your own life, and take it towards lightness from the heaviness that you are experiencing right now. Let's just understand what you can do as your role in this whole game that is being played, as this small extension of the universe in this world. How you can make this experience for the universe a little better. How can you do that in your life? You don't have to spend money for it. You can Do that with your kind actions, gestures, and even a kind smile. So comment below about what you took from this video and let me know if you have any more questions that I can answer. Please like, share, subscribe and comment. It helps the channel. It tells YouTube that you like this and to recommend this to other people as well who will be helped by it. Let us help people with their spiritual awakening all over the world. I'll see you next time. Have a wonderful rest of your day.